Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the webinar on Basics of VAT. I am your host Ashika, and this webinar is powered by Zoho Books, Zoho's cloud based VAT compliant accounting software. Before we begin, please note that if you have any questions throughout the session, you can feel free to type them out in the chat box on the GoToWebinar screen. I have a team of panelists here to answer your questions as we proceed with the presentation. Also, after the session, we will send you a recording of the webinar. This is the first presentation in our KSA VAT webinar series, and we will walk you through the fundamentals of VAT in this webinar. Now, what exactly is VAT? Most of you will be familiar with this term as it's omnipresent now. You hear about it everywhere, say newspapers, TV, and social media. But you'd probably have questions like how is VAT calculated, or how will it impact my business? This presentation will answer those questions and boost your knowledge regarding VAT fundamentals. Now let's have a look at the overview of this session. Introduction to VAT, VAT rates and exemptions, how to register your business for VAT, filing VAT returns, and VAT records to be maintained. What is VAT? VAT is an indirect tax that is imposed on certain goods and services that are bought and sold by businesses. Basically, VAT is a tax on consumption that is paid and collected at every stage of the supply chain, right from when a manufacturer purchases raw materials to when a retailer sells the end products to a consumer. Speaking of that, there are two main types of tax. Direct taxes are levied on a person's income or profits, and the government directly collects this tax from the person. Indirect taxes are levied on the goods and services purchased by a person. This tax is collected by the seller of the goods and services, who then pays the tax money to the government. These are a few characteristics of VAT. VAT is levied upon the value added at every stage of sales and production. Now, other taxes are usually applied on the whole value of goods and services. Unlike sales tax, VAT is applied on both goods and services. VAT is a destination based tax, which means the VAT treatment varies depending on the location of the recipient of goods and services. It is also applicable on export and import of goods and services. Now, these are some important VAT terms that you should be familiar with. Taxable supply. It refers to the act of transferring goods or services between two or more people or businesses where at least one of them is a registered taxpayer. It includes sales, purchases, imports and exports, and intra GCC stock transfers. Turnover. This is the sum total of your taxable supplies, the goods and services imported by you, and the taxable supplies made by the business acquired by you. Now, this could be partial or complete acquisition during a financial year. Input credit. This is the credit equal to the amount of tax paid while purchasing goods and services. This credit can be used to offset the tax you have to pay during a financial year. However, there are certain conditions to claim input credit. Tax liability. This is the amount of tax you owe the government based on the transactions you carry out during a particular tax period. Reverse charge. This refers to the transactions where the buyer of goods or services or a third party is in charge of paying VAT directly to the government on behalf of the seller. So, those were a few important VAT terms. Now, let's see how VAT works in real time. Let's consider a transaction between a manufacturer, a wholesaler, a retailer, and an end consumer. The manufacturer sells an item worth 1000 riyals. 5% VAT is levied on the transaction, so the wholesaler buys it for a total of 1050 riyals. Now the wholesaler rebrands it and increases the price from 1000 riyals to 1500 riyals. The wholesaler then sells it to the retailer for 1500 riyals plus a 5% VAT, which makes the total purchase cost for the retailer to 1575 riyals. Now the retailer adds another 500 riyals to the initial price and sells the item to the end consumer for 2000 riyals plus 5% VAT. So the end consumer pays a total of 2100 riyals for the item. Like we discussed earlier, VAT is charged only on the value added to the product at each stage of sales. So the manufacturer who collects 50 riyals as VAT will pay the entire 50 riyals to the government. For convenience, we're assuming that they have not paid any tax on the inputs used to create this product. The wholesaler paid a VAT of 50 riyals during the purchase and he collects 75 riyals from the retailer during sale. Unlike the manufacturer, the wholesaler is only required to pay the government the difference between input VAT and output VAT, which is 25 riyals. The same goes for the retailer who has paid VAT of 75 riyals to the wholesaler and has collected 100 riyals as VAT from the end consumer. So, over the course of supply chain, the government gets the full 5% VAT for the final value of 2000 riyals, which is ultimately borne by the end consumer. Next, let's take a look at the VAT rate structure for Saudi Arabia. The supply of goods and services is categorized broadly into taxable supplies and exempt supplies. Taxable supplies are further classified into zero rated and standard supply. VAT will not be imposed in some cases, such as residential rent and rent of housing for students and certain financial services. Zero VAT rate will apply to certain goods and services. This includes exports made outside GCC, services provided under international passenger transport, using vehicles and equipment for international transportation, investment in certain precious metals with purity greater than or equal to 99%, and certain medicines and medical equipment issued by the KSA Ministry of Health. This brings us to a very important point to be noted. Businesses involved in supply of zero-rated goods or services will not be entitled to claim tax on their sales, but they can deduct their input VAT and claim refunds for the tax paid on purchases. However, businesses involved in exempt supplies cannot collect VAT on sales and they are not entitled to claim refund on the tax paid on purchases. Goods and services that are not included in the zero rated and exempted sector will be grouped under the standard tax rate of 5%. Our next section is VAT registration. So, who should register under VAT? All companies, businesses, or entities which make an annual taxable supply of goods and services above 375,000 riyals are legally required to register for VAT with the General Authority for Zakat and Tax. The mandatory registration threshold is calculated on the basis of the taxable turnover, either based on the past 12 months or in the 12 months to come. Additionally, there are two groups for whom VAT is optional. Group 1: businesses which make an annual taxable supply of goods and services greater than 1,87,500 riyals but less than 3,75,000 riyals are eligible to register voluntarily. Voluntary registration provides significant benefits for the companies since it allows the deduction of input tax. Group 2: firms with taxable sales above 3,75,000 riyals who exclusively sell zero rated products such as medical products, international transportation, and exports to non GCC countries. So, if a firm has VAT eligible sales above 3,75,000 riyals, but its revenue is exclusively from zero rated goods or services, it has the option to register for VAT. Businesses generating less than 1,87,500 riyals annual revenue and businesses that provide goods and services which are exempt from VAT are not required to register. Registration of non KSA residents. Non KSA residents who make VAT eligible sales and purchases in the kingdom are required to register for and pay VAT. In order to register for VAT, non resident businesses have to appoint a tax representative based in KSA. That representative, once approved by the GSGT, will be able to submit VAT returns and payments to VAT and correspond with the authority on the taxpayer's behalf. The representative will be held liable for the VAT owed to the GSGT. That means if the business fails to pay tax for an extended period of time, then the tax representative can be held personally responsible for the remaining balance. Each non KSA business should provide its tax representative with the following: a tax identification number if they have one, an ID number such as Saudi, Ikama, or GCC ID, mobile number, and email. As for those of you who are not familiar with the term GSZT, It stands for General Authority for Zakat and Tax. And as we know, the GSZT has already opened up VAT registration for businesses. The deadline for VAT registration depends on the annual taxable sales of the businesses. Businesses with annual taxable sales over 1 million riyals must register by December 20, 2017. And businesses with annual taxable sales under 1 million riyals must register by December 20, 2018. Now, how is the registration process initiated? Businesses can register through the GAZT website, which is gazt.gov.sa. Certain details should be provided, like an international bank account number, the date on which the business became eligible for VAT, and businesses should also mention if they are involved in the imports or exports of goods or services. Businesses will also be asked for financial information, which will be used to assess their eligibility for VAT. This information will include projected taxable sales for the following year, actual taxable sales for the previous year, projected taxable expenses for the following year, actual taxable expenses for the previous year, and documents validating the revenue and expense claims, for example, income statements, custom reports, etc. Attaching these documents is encouraged, but it's not mandatory. So, on the whole, the registration application will contain the following: the official name of the person, physical address of abode or place of business, registered address to receive email, existing electronic identification number issued by the authority, if any, commercial registration identification number, value of annual supplies or annual expenses, and the effective date of registration or any alternatively requested date. So, with that, we come to VAT returns. A tax return is basically a document which contains an entity's tax liability and payment details for a specific period of time. Your VAT return will contain the details of your sales, purchases, imports, and exports made during a particular tax period. The tax period could be monthly or quarterly based on your annual threshold. So, there are two types of taxpayers based on this. Businesses with annual taxable sales above 40 million riyals will have to file monthly returns, and businesses with annual taxable sales below 40 million riyals will have to file quarterly returns. The filing dates for each tax period's VAT return is between the first and the last day of the month following the end of the tax period. Say, for example, if you have to file VAT return for the January to March 2018 quarter, you should file the returns before April 30th, 2018. Similarly, if you have to file VAT return for the month of January 2018, you should file the VAT return before February 28, 2018. Now, how will you make tax payments to GSZT? Businesses must pay GSZT the tax they owe via a bank transfer to GSZT's designated bank account using the SADAD payment system. And as per the GCC Unified Agreement, timeframes and periods shall be calculated according to the Gregorian calendar and not the Hijri calendar. VAT return form. The VAT return requires taxpayers to provide information about VAT collected on sales and VAT paid on purchases. The form has 16 boxes to be filled that cover all the transactions. So the first 6 boxes will be grayed out, and they are fields in which the data values will be system generated and automatically calculated based on the taxpayer's input in other fields. In the following section, we look at each box and provide you with an overview of what you should enter in these boxes. Standard rated sales. This box contains the amount of goods and services subject to the standard VAT rate of 5% sold in KSA during the current filing period. Sales to customers in VAT implementing GCC countries. In this box, you should fill details regarding the amount of goods and services sold to customers registered for VAT in other GCC countries during the current filing period, and these sales will be subject to 0% VAT rates. Zero rated domestic sales. The amount of all goods and services sold in KSA during the current filing period that are subject to 0% VAT will come under this box. Exports. Here you will mention the details regarding the amount of goods and services exported to customers outside the GCC countries during the current filing period. Those goods and services will be subject to 0% VAT. Exempt sales. Mention the details about the amount of goods and services exempt from VAT and supplied to customers either inside KSA or outside KSA during the current filing period. Total sales. Now, boxes 1 to 6 will be auto populated based on the information entered in boxes 7 to 16, which we'll see now. Standard rated domestic purchases. Mention the amounts of goods and services subject to the standard VAT rate of 5% purchased from suppliers in KSA during the current filing period. Imports subject to VAT paid at customs. This box contains the amount of goods and services purchased from suppliers outside KSA during the current filing period, and it's subject to 5% import VAT, which will be paid at customs. Imports subject to VAT are counted through reverse charge mechanism. You should specify details about the total amount of imports that are subject to reverse charge here. Zero rated purchases. The amount of goods and services subject to 0% VAT purchased from suppliers in KSA during the current filing period will be mentioned here. Exempt purchases. The amount of exempt goods and services purchased from suppliers in KSA during the current filing period should be entered in this box. Box 12 will contain the amount of total purchases, and box 13 will contain the total value due for the current tax period. Corrections from previous tax period. In case of incorrect entries in previous VAT returns, you can make changes here by mentioning the correct amount. VAT credit carried forward from previous periods. The credit and VAT amounts from previous filing periods that were not claimed or refunded will be listed here. This amount will be deducted from the total VAT due for the current filing period. Net VAT due or reclaimed. The total amount of VAT due or reclaimed for the current tax period should be mentioned here. Any negative amount is VAT claimed that could either be refunded or carried forward for subsequent periods. So that's all about the 16 boxes of the VAT return report. Maintaining financial and accounting records. GSZT will not require the submission of invoices or supporting documents for VAT returns. However, the documents should be retained in electronic or paper form in Arabic for 6 years for auditing purposes. VAT taxpayers must maintain relevant records for a period of 6 years after each tax period in case of any audit. Records for capital assets must be maintained for the adjustment period. Records for tangible and intangible assets should be maintained for a time period of 6 years, and records for immovable assets like real estate should be maintained for a time period of 10 years plus an additional 5 years from the date of purchase, which will be around 11 to 15 years. Moving on to the type of accounting software to be used. A business will be allowed to apply for cash-based accounting software provided the annual value of taxable supplies in their past calendar year and the anticipated value of taxable supplies in the current calendar year do not exceed 5 million Saudi riyals. This is intended to support small businesses with the implementation of VAT. Businesses with taxable supplies above the threshold of 5 million Saudi riyals will be required to report to GSZT on accrual accounting basis. For those of you who aren't familiar with the terms cash-based accounting method and accrual accounting method, a transaction is considered a sale when the payment is received in case of cash-based accounting method. And in case of accrual accounting method, a transaction is considered a sale when an invoice is issued. Transitional rules. Contracts signed before May 30th, 2017 will be treated as zero rated until the contract expires or till December 31st, 2018, whichever is earlier. In case a business owner has raised invoices or received payments before January 2018, but the supply of goods or services takes place after January 1, 2018, then the goods or services will be taxable. So, a new invoice containing the tax amount should be raised in this case. With that, we come to the end of this webinar. We hope you enjoyed this webinar and found it productive. We will have more webinars in this series, and you can find more resources under VAT Resources on the Zoho Books website. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn for more updates on VAT. And in case of any queries, feel free to contact us at support@zohobooks.com. Thank you.